can be domestic.
Have a good day.
Stop! Where do you think you're going?
For work.
You are not going to work.
Then I shall go to work.
Mom, it is less than 24 hours ago that Dr. Kleiman told you to stop what you were doing and get some rest.
No, he told me to get plenty of rest, and I have rested plenty.
But look what I made for you. Decaf coffee and wheat germ, prune juice and...
Prune juice? What exactly do you think is wrong with me?
He said no smoking, no drinking, no caffeine, and no stress. Your job is stress.
Amy, I can think of nothing more stressful than sitting around in an empty house all day trying to relax.
What is that?
It's prune juice for Grandma. It's healthy.
It looks like...
I know what it looks like, but it makes you healthy.
Grandma, I thought you were supposed to be in bed.
She is.
No, I am supposed to be resting. I can rest any place.
Mom, there's a reason they call it work. If it was restful, they'd call it rest.
I'll tell you what. There. Now I'm healthy. Thanks so much. Everyone, have a good day.
Judge Gray, Alvin Twyckoff. I'm representing Bruce Van Axel in his assault case. Do you have a moment?
Of course. How is Bruce?
In need of employment.
Well, we both agreed that given the circumstances, he ought to be suspended.
That was before he hired me.
And what's the game plan?
I need you to write a letter to the presiding judge requesting that Bruce be reinstated pending the outcome of the case.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. And your thinking is...
Of course, I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Of course you're not.
It would be helpful to my client at the sentencing if he were still employed.
The trial, you mean?
Yes, for the trial.
Because you said sentencing.
I guess I misspoke.
Trial lawyers don't misspeak. Which makes me wonder if you meant sentencing hearing, which means Bruce is going to do something idiotic, like change his plea to guilty?
I've said too much already.
No, you've said just enough.
Will you write the letter?
You'll have it by the end of the day.
Thank you.
What is the difficulty? I would prefer to get it done today. Yes.
Maxine?
Well, then I will check with you in a few days. Yes, thank you. Goodbye. What is it, Sean? I'm up to my neck.
What are you doing?
I am checking on Jason Savko, the boy that we placed with the Dordell family.
Yeah, the short kid.
Yes, I'm trying to get some kind of confirmation that he has signed up for the special needs programs he may require.
Special needs? He's just short. Besides, program placement is usually handled by schools, not caseworkers.
Well, this caseworker wants to be sure that nothing falls through the cracks.
Maxine, you are not even supposed to be here. I've already put through the paperwork on your 6-week medical leave per your doctor's orders.
When my daughter called you, did you tell her that nobody likes a snitch?
Look, I've never pulled rank on you. Mostly because you just ignore me and I'd back down. But this time, that is just what I'm doing. Pulling rank and not backing down. Either you go home right now, or I will fire you. I will.
All right.
I'm Bruce. Temporarily, of course.
Of course.
It's not going to be like last time.
Let's hope. In the matter of baby Jane Doe, the
Her name is
state...
Tess. Like Tess of the D'Urbervilles.
Ms. Warren. The state is petitioning for an OTC?
DCF is requesting an order of temporary custody on the grounds of failure to protect, child endangerment.
I take very good care of my baby.
The infant was found by a high school janitor in the library storage room. Cheryl works as a student library assistant and has been keeping the baby hidden in the storage room for the past month and a half.
It took a month and a half before somebody discovered a baby in a storage room?
Your Honor, the storage room isn't used by anyone other than the student aide. My client kept Tess there during the day while she was in classes and carried her home in her knapsack at night. She was afraid to tell her mother she'd had a baby.
And the mother slept through the wake-up cries for the 3 a.m. feedings?
Mrs. Warren works an assembly line swing shift at Pratt & Whitney, leaving her daughter Cheryl home alone at night.
Cheryl Warren is clearly unfit and ill-prepared to provide for the infant.
That's just not true. Despite the unusual circumstances under which Tess lived, she's in excellent physical health due to my client's exemplary care.
Well, don't push it, Mr. Simmons. Keeping a baby in a storage room is not exactly an example I'd urge others to follow.
In any case, Your Honor, now that Mrs. Warren is aware of the birth of her grandchild, she is anxious to assume custody and provide a warm and loving home.
A home so warm and loving that her daughter was afraid to tell her she was pregnant?
Ms. Feinberg, give me a slightly less cynical version of DCF's stand.
DCF recommends placement in a temporary foster facility until a suitable long-term home can be found.
Okay, I'll allow an emergency order of temporary custody pending an evidential hearing on this matter, and I will hear arguments for permanent custody from both sides on...
Friday. Friday. No, Wednesday. No, tomorrow at 10. 2. Tomorrow at 2. 30.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Pretty sure.
Excuse me, Kyle?
What's wrong now? Giselle, Randy eat your melon again?
No.
Jenna insulted your hat?
What's wrong with my hat?
Nothing. Love the hat. What is it?
There's this new girl. She won't interact. She copped a toot about the sign-in sheet.
Not everybody's as enthusiastic as you, Giselle. Just give her some time. How long has she been coming around?
I don't know. I tried to greet her yesterday, but she blew me off. That's her.
Her?
Yeah. You want to hear where she told me to put the welcome sheet? What's wrong? Do you know her? She isn't supposed to be here.
Giselle, please, I can handle this. I believe you have something of mine.
What?
My backpack, remember? Maybe you're here to return it so I won't have to press charges. She's burning up.
Maybe she OD'd. You know, drugs aren't allowed in here.
It's not an overdose. Call 911.
Are you officially giving me permission to use the phone?
Call 911.
You took out all the good stuff. A healthy house is the first step toward a healthy body.
Lauren! Don't make me call you again. We're gonna be late.
I'm not certain, but I think I just heard your blood pressure spike.
Well, it's not my blood pressure we're worried about.
Well, we don't have to worry about that because I am on a forced sabbatical, which means I intend to spend the day in bed resting.
Yes, until 3 p.m.
What happens at 3 p.m.?
I signed you up for an activity.
What activity?
The Wise Women Walkers.
Oh, for the love of God.
No, it's better than it sounds. You're gonna love it.
I already don't love it.
Well, it's a way to get exercise without being bored.
Well, can't they walk without naming themselves?
I don't know. Maybe they wanted T-shirts.
If you think that I am going
Which
to...
you don't have to wear.
Why don't you join the Wise Women Walkers?
Because I'm not the one that collapsed. Just try it, okay?
I would rather snort prune juice up my nose.
You can do both.
Are you and Grandma fighting?
No.
Yes.
She hated the wise women walkers, right?
Let's get in the car. Just try it. You're gonna love it.
Bruce, you're back.
Yes, I am.
May I sit?
I prefer to be alone.
Okay. I just want to say I'm so sorry for everything you're going through.
Thank you.
Not that I know everything you're going through. You know, not that I need to. Just keep this in mind. We're still us. I mean, of course we are. But when a person does something out of character, it could precipitate a dark night of the soul. Not that I'm using the word dark pejoratively, or the word soul lightly, or lightly to make light of darkly.
Donna.
Look, if you had brought a Boston Terrier over from France 200 years ago, it would still be a Boston Terrier.
Donna, what are you talking about?
People don't become someone they're not. Like Boston Terriers from France.
Boston Terrier is an American breed. They'd never be in France. And what does any of this have to do with me?
I'm thinking maybe we should just drop it.
Please.
I need to go now.
Good.
Here, nice chips.
At Harbor Place. It's changed.
New sheriff in town. No more rule bending.
Did you bring me here?
You're very sick.
Do I have AIDS?
No.
Am I gonna be okay?
We need to contact your parents.
They're divorced. I don't know where my dad lives. What's wrong with me?
Then let's call your mom. She should be here with you.
Why? You lied. I do have AIDS.
No. You don't have AIDS, but you're very sick. It's called fungal endocarditis.
What does that mean?
It means that you're very sick. Look, I know that the last thing in the world you want is to talk to your mom, but no matter how bad you think it is, no matter how horrible that last conversation was, she's gonna want to know that you're here.
I read one of your books. The library books you had in your pack. I read the Gatsby one.
You did.
I really like that guy. Gatsby. I'd like to be him. You know, just start over.
You may want to consider how he ends up.
I really like that last line about boats against the current. And that's so true. You know? Everything is so, like, pointless.
The point is that you can't disown your past and reinvent yourself. Not without paying a price. You need to call your mom.
It's your interpretation. It's not mine.
Mr. Bryant, how long have you been the janitor at Miles K. Zunder High?
22 years. I've known Cheryl the last 3. She's friendly and smart, too, always on the honor roll.
Mr. Maitland, is your witness testifying for DCF or for Ms. Warren?
Your Honor, we'll take all good character references.
Mr. Bryant, just answer the questions asked.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you discover the child in the storage room?
Well, it was about 7 at night, and I had finished emptying the trash in the library when I heard Tess crying. So I used my passkey to go into the storage room, and there she was. I figured the baby was hungry because Cheryl usually didn't leave her that late, so...
Excuse me. Did you say she usually didn't leave her that late?
Yes, ma'am.
You knew she was keeping a baby in the storage room?
I've known for a couple of weeks.
And you didn't say anything?
Well, all the books piled up in there make it kind of dusty, but other than that, it's not a bad little room. Cheryl hung pictures of teddy bears on the wall, and it looked nice. And she put a blanket in a cardboard box to make a bed and left a flashlight on for a light.
Well, all that is well and good, but it doesn't explain why you didn't report her earlier.
Ma'am, if you had seen Tess with Cheryl, she always kept that baby clean. I mean, she must have changed diapers between every class.
Tess has only got a diaper rash once. It was when my math teacher made me stay after, and I had to leave her sitting in wet diapers.
Mr. Simmons, would you please explain to your client this is not the right time for her to speak?
Apologies, Your Honor.
This baby book said all I had to do was put cornstarch on her bottom. I did it, and she was better in no time.
Mr. Simmons.
Cornstarch, huh?
Ms. Kozlowski, is there some confusion today with who is testifying when and for whom? Continue, Mr. Bryant.
I saw Cheryl feeding Tess a bottle under the bleachers one morning before school, and she was rocking her and singing to her, and seemed like one happy baby.
Living in a storage room.
Ms. Feinberg, please.
This is precisely why DCF
I am still seeing the forest despite the trees. Continue, Mr. Bryant.
My mom ran off when I was a kid, and I was bounced from one foster home to the next. Things that happened to me there, I would never mention in mixed company.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons?
No, we're satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant.
It's all because my system was too acidic. The minute I changed my diet, it was like magic. No more leg cramps, no more fibromyalgia, no more headaches.
See, didn't I tell you? Yeah, I had the opposite problem. I was way too alkaline. My colon hydrotherapist took me off of all sprouts and legumes.
Were you eating a lot of sprouts and legumes?
Oh, and zucchini beans. I thought I was being healthy. And the irony is, I might as well have been smoking and eating dairy.
You don't say. You all need to go to my wellness counselor and let her do a custom biobalance profile instead of guessing and ending up surprised.
I know.
Is anybody reading anything good?
Oh, I'm reading the best book. We can all pass it around after I'm finished, but Maxine gets it first because she's a newbie.
What is it?
The Okinawa program.
Okinawa, Japan?
Uh-huh. How the longest-lived people achieve everlasting health and how you can too.
Oh, I get it after Maxine.
I'd get it after Flo. Well, it's not as if there's a rush. Once we read it, we're all going to live forever.
Maxine has a point.
Ma, Amy. I wasn't inhaling.
You know what? Fine, just fine. Go ahead and kill yourself. I get the jewelry.
It could be worse. I could be eating azuki beans.
Yes?
Beth Solte?
My name is Ogilvy. Salty was my married name. Who are you?
Kyle McCarty. I work for Teen Harbor in Hartford. It's the Center for Runaway Teens. Anna Solte is your daughter, right?
No.
No.
Look, whatever she's done, it is not my fault. She is no longer a member of this family.
She's not in trouble. Well, not in the way you think. Miss Ogilvy, she's in ICU at Hartford General.
I am not responsible for those bills.
I'm not here for the medical bills. Your daughter has a bloodborne staph infection which has attacked her heart valve. She is very sick. I'm sure you want to go to the hospital. Look, I know things haven't been good between you two, but you can't hold a grudge against her now.
She is not my daughter anymore.
Damn it!
Bruce! I'm sorry about yesterday. I really was trying to say something.
Well, whatever it was, Donna,
I'll be quick and coherent.
Go ahead.
I was only trying to say that I don't want to feel uncomfortable around you because of what happened, but I was too uncomfortable to get it to come out right. I'm your friend, and I know who you are. And I don't know why this happened, but I'm not going to walk on eggshells around you or feel weird around you, because if I did that, then I'd lose you as a friend, and I'm not going to do that.
Thank you.
And as a tangible representation of all that, I brought you this. Here. It's Russian nesting Boston Terriers.
I don't know what to say.
Don't worry about it.
She's dead.
You came. I'm sure that made her very happy.
They said I missed her by an hour. It doesn't matter. I've been telling myself for months that she was dead.
But you're still here.
Yes, well, I'm leaving now.
She said she loved you. Despite everything.
Don't lie to me.
In the past 3 years, Cheryl, how many times would you say you've missed school?
Twice. Once when my grandma died, and again when I whacked my head during PE and needed stitches.
Objection. We're talking about since the baby was born.
Keep it current, Mr. Simmons.
And in the 6 weeks since Tess was born?
I faked sick 3 times so I could take her down to the free clinic downtown.
Was she sick?
Oh, no. Well baby visits. Newborns need shots and monthly doctor exams.
Doctors are mandated reporters, Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Feinberg. If you hadn't interrupted, I probably would have brought that up. Mr. Simmons?
Dr. Chin, the free clinic pediatrician, was unaware of Tessa's living conditions. And since there was nothing deleterious in Tessa's health to indicate she'd received abusive or neglectful treatment, there was no reason for him to report her. In fact, it was just the contrary. Dr. Chin had nothing but praise for the exemplary care my client gives her daughter. This is Dr. Chin's report.
How did you, know to take her for well baby visits?
I read all these childcare books so I'd know what to do.
Is that how you knew what to do when you gave birth?
Yeah, it helped. But it still hurt. A lot.
Who is the baby's father?
Do I have to say?
Yeah, you do.
Well, he said he doesn't want to be involved.
Well, he's gonna have to say that to the court. Can you give me his name?
What if I just bring him here?
I guess that could work. What time are they gonna be here, Mr. Van Exel?
Tomorrow, 4:30.
Tomorrow at 4:30. Thank you, Ms. Warren.
Are you aware that your library book is 4 months overdue?
That girl stole it. The one who died?
I am sorry.
How do you do it? How do you keep banging your head against that wall every single day without your skull caving in?
Well, I certainly have my share of headaches, but the wall has a few lumps as well.
I work my ass off to get to these kids, to reach out, bring them in, let them know that it's going to be okay. And what happens? They run. They take, and then they're gone. Back out on the streets or dead. Guess what? I'm done. I'm through with the chasing. I will work at Teen Harbor, but if they want help, they will come in, they will fill out the forms, and they will ask. But I'm through going after them. It's not worth it. No wonder I'm smoking so much.
Well, I'm sure you know best. However, at this moment, you do not know best, because if you did, you would shut up. And you would quit using feeling sorry for yourself as an excuse to smoke, and you would know that if you want absolute victories, then you should go back into medicine. We do what we can. We patch them up, we send them out there, we hope for the best, and we very seldom get it. But we keep on going, because what the hell else are we going to do?
Giselle, what an utter surprise to see you here this morning.
I'm here every morning. I'm the one in charge of turning on the lights.
I was being facetious.
Huh?
Giselle, is there something I can do for you?
There's this girl at the front. She says she's not sure if she wants to come in. I think she's scared of signing in and all.
If she doesn't want to ask for help, that's her prerogative.
Oh, hi, there you are.
Do you need something?
No. I'm in the wrong place.
Wait. My name's Kyle. Can I help you?
Okay, Ms. Warren, we are here to meet Tessa's father. Is he running late?
He didn't want to come. He sent this note.
Cheryl, tell me more about Tessa's birth.
Like what? I told you it hurt.
How long were you in labor?
6 hours. I think, I'm not sure.
And were you alone when you delivered, or did anyone help you? One of your friends?
I was alone. I never told any of my friends.
Where was Tess born?
The bathroom at the mall.
How many stalls were there?
5, I think.
So in 4 or 6 hours, no one else came into the bathroom?
I was quiet.
The janitor testified that he saw you feeding the baby with a bottle under the bleachers.
I usually fed her in the storage room, but I had left her bottle in my locker.
Why didn't you breastfeed?
I didn't know how.
You figured out childbirth from a book, but you couldn't figure out breastfeeding?
Your Honor, I don't see the relevance to these questions.
Cheryl, whose baby is this?
She's mine.
No, she's not. She's not your baby, and there's no mystery father who wrote this note. You know that, and I know that. And if you don't start telling the truth, I'm going to initiate a contempt proceeding and perjury investigation against you. Ask your lawyer why you don't want that to happen.
I found Tess in the dumpster on my way home from school. I heard this noise, and I looked in, and there was something moving around in a plastic bag. I thought it was a cat or a puppy or something. I opened the bag, and she was in a towel, all bloody, with slime all over her. And I wiped her off, and she was so small, so perfect. And when I held her for the first time, it made everything in my life make sense. Like all the things I've done, gone to school, got good grades, stayed out of trouble. And they're all leading to this moment, so I could be Tess's mother. You know, whoever threw Tess away like a piece of trash is not her mother. Tess is my baby. I found her, I named her, took care of her. And that makes me her mother, no matter what you or anyone else decide.
Thank you, Miss Warren. Well, in the eyes of the law, you are a child. And despite your best efforts at mothering, If you don't understand why it was wrong to keep a baby in a storage room, then you are not yet mature enough to be a parent. I will be denying Mrs. Warren's custody request. The OTC will stay in effect, and DCF will notify the authorities immediately. And Ms. Warren, despite my ruling, I am sure that someday, when you are ready, you will make a wonderful mother.
I know my lease says I have to give you 60-day notice, but under the circumstances, I thought... Yeah, look, I have to go. What do you say I stop by and sign the paperwork on my way home? All right, good, bye.
What circumstances? You are changing your plea.
I don't want to talk about this with you.
This is some messed up way of assuaging Catholic guilt, isn't it?
If I was such a good Catholic, I never would have been in this situation in the first place.
Then give me one good reason why you're throwing your life away.
You said I should be punished for what I did.
Yeah, but the punishment should fit the crime. I don't think totally destroying your life is a fair punishment for being a hothead with a mean left hook.
That's not the point.
Do you know what you could get for aggravated assault?
Whatever the court decides...
Oh, bring out the hair shirt, Bruce.
You said I scared you.
What you did? Yeah, I didn't know the person that was capable of doing that. At least I didn't think I did. And it frightened me.
That makes two of us.
If you go to jail, what's going to happen to Rebecca?
She has my mother, my sister. She'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the visitors' lounge at county jail is very festive on Father's Day.
What am I supposed to do?
Have your lawyer try to cut a deal with the district attorney. They'll postpone the case. You'll get community service, anger management. You'll come back before the judge in 3 months. They'll dismiss the charge, and this whole mess will go away.
And what am I teaching Rebecca if I do that? That's okay to beat the crap out of someone, then duck responsibility?
You are showing her that you are human, and that sometimes humans are messy and emotional, and if provoked, yes, even you can lose your cool.
I'll see you in court, Judge Ray.
What are you doing?
Something that should have been done months ago.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, why aren't you sleeping?
How can I sleep when you're having the loudest nervous breakdown in history? Mom, you collapsed. Even your doctor said you had to cut down on your stress, otherwise you'd have another attack.
Nothing attacked me. I fell down.
Oh, stop with the semantics. Your blood pressure's off the charts. You have bronchitis bordering on emphysema. You've weakened your liver from your drinking.
And my cholesterol's 59 points too high. Thank you for that thrilling recount of my visit to the hospital, Amy. Go back to bed.
What sane person does this at 2 a.m.?
Amy, I'm an adult in my own house. If I want to clean cupboards at 2 in the morning, I'll clean cupboards at 2 in the morning.
Well, I'm an adult in the household, too.
And there's the problem. There should not be 2 adults playing tug of war for head of the household. Not to mention the other obvious pitfalls.
What other obvious pitfalls?
We should never have discussed that case. Buckley Hills.
You're blaming that on me?
We shouldn't have been talking about a case. And we wouldn't have been if we lived in separate households. It's too easy for us to unload on each other about the day. Just as it's convenient for you to leave your daughter with me while you run off with love affair of the week. Meanwhile, I had to give up my love affair so I could be here for you.
Oh, don't lay that on me. You stayed for work.
I didn't want to leave my work, but I stayed here for you.
But you said...
I know what I said. I also know why I stayed.
Well, I didn't ask you to do that.
Oh, Amy.
Oh, Amy, what?
You didn't ask in so many words.
I didn't ask at all.
Do you want to know what your trouble is? It's always the same thing. It's why you got married, when you knew it was a mistake. And it's why you slept with Lauren's karate teacher, and God knows who else. You are afraid to be alone.
Oh, please.
You are. You got married 5 minutes after you graduated from law school. And when you divorced Michael, you moved in here 5 minutes after that. And all of this hovering and scolding and policing and signing me up to walk with the new age hypochondriacs from hell is just one more version of you being afraid to be alone. You're stuck to me like pine sap because you're scared your mommy's gonna die. You're so worried about my stress level when the truth is that half of the stress in my life comes from you.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, Vincent returns to Hartford only to find new drama. Don't miss Judging Amy, next on TNT.
I need my science notes.
I'll get him. Come eat breakfast.
Toast with cheese isn't breakfast.
He's in Portugal.
I have a test on green turtles. I can't be late.
You won't be late.
I don't get why we had to move.
Honey, it was time for us to be on our own. We've been over this, and this apartment is just until we find a really nice house.
I like the old house. I hate my room here. It smells like feet.
Well, it could be worse. You could be one of those kids in Mexico City living in a dump. Ta-da! Ta-da! Science notes.
How long is Grandma going to be mad with us?
Grandma's not mad at us. We sat down and we had a very calm discussion about what was... Oh, Noodle, everything's gonna be all right. We're a family. We're a very solid family. And you're gonna see lots of Grandma, I promise. It was just time for us to be on our own, okay?
That's what you said when we got a divorce from Daddy. Did you know that only 1 in 1,000 baby turtles survives once they leave their nest? The Goonie birds get them.
Sweetheart, you're not a baby turtle. And even though we've left the nest, that doesn't mean the Goonie birds are gonna get you.
I'm just telling you what's in my science test. The mother lays between 80 and 120 eggs.
Oh. Right.
There's only me now, so you don't have to produce so much. I'm not sure if you received my message from last night regarding my project to redo the top floor of the house now that Amy and Lauren are gone. But if you were considering coming back to Hartford, it would be a perfect base for you from which to regroup. Close to the hospital for Carol, in case she needs further treatment. And it was just a thought. But anyway, I said all that. And there's the end of the tape, so you can't hear me anymore anyway. I hope the foggy rain is not giving you fungus. A cat named Steve. That might be quite amusing.
If you are are going to plead guilty, you should at least try to negotiate a deal with the prosecution.
First up is DCF with a custody order.
I mean, they're going to want to stick you with aggravated assault if they think you called him to the courthouse intending to beat him up.
That's not what happened, and on the advice of my lawyer, I declined to discuss this with you.
Are you positive this is my room?
Judge Gray, there's a guy who wants to see you. I meant to say good morning first.
Donna, we have a very small amount of momentum going here. Don't mess it up.
What guy?
This guy right here. Charles!
Amy, sorry.
No kissing the judge when she's dressed.
I just stopped by to say hi, and I'm very possibly relocating.
I meant dressed in robes in public.
Momentum.
Yes. Bruce, Donna, this is Charles Manners. We went to law school together, and he is a radio lawyer in Texas.
Things go well. I'll be the on-air legal expert at WBSS TV in New Haven.
Wow, Boss Action News?
I was hoping you'd want to have dinner or for drinks.
Oh, Charles, I'm going to be brutally honest. I can't. I just moved out of my mom's place. It's an emotional time. I just can't.
I understand.
You moved out?
Momentum requires velocity. Basic physics.
This is not a brush off. It's the truth. And any other time, okay?
Okay, no problemo.
You love her?
Long time ago.
You over it?
Yeah.
I say no problemo sometimes.
Maybe you'd like to have dinner.
Maybe I would. I have a baby daughter.
What's her name?
Ariadne.
Do you want to bring Ariadne along?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. In any case, her father's a violent felon.
What's his name?
Oscar?
Do you want to bring him? Because I have a bigger problem with that.
Judge Gray, may I say that you were looking particularly lovely today?
Objection, obsequious toadying. Normally, I'd rule against the objection, Mr. Donahue, but today, Mr. Van Exel is obsessed with momentum.
Well, Your Honor, we wouldn't want to make Mr. Van Exel angry. I apologize. I was in no way referring to recent events.
Let's move along out of this bog.
Yes, I am representing DCF in this petition, alleging that Glover, age 10, and Rudy, age 8, should be removed from the care of Sherrod Spruill.
Your Honor has no doubt noticed that Mr. Donahue has neglected to mention Mr. Spruill's relationship to the boys.
I did, and it made me wonder.
You're about to hear an untruth.
He is their father,
Not according to the birth certificate.
which is blank.
And not according to the mother.
Who is?
Ms. Alyssa Berryman.
Who is?
Out of state in a federal slammer.
While incarcerated on several drug charges, Ms. Berryman has become convinced that her common-law husband is seeing another woman.
If Lizzie think I cheated on her, it's because she knows what's in her heart. And she thinks it's in my heart. But see, I got my own heart, and it don't cheat.
In her delusional jealousy, Ms. Berryman has informed DCF that Mr. Spruill is in fact not the biological father of the two children in question.
Glover looks like me. Rudy looks just like my mother. Only, you know, smooth on the face.
Ms. Berryman would prefer that her two sons live with her sister.
Who my boys never even met in Maryland.
Okay, I'm up to speed. Well, without his name on the birth certificate, Mr. Spruill has no legal status, so I am ordering him to undergo a paternity test.
Oh, jeez. I gotta do something nasty in the cup for that?
No, nothing nasty, Mr. Spruill, and DCF will absorb the cost. We will reconvene when we get the results. How's that for momentum?
Mom?
Upstairs.
Are you all right? What are you doing?
I have to move this to the basement.
You said it was an emergency.
All right, I really have to move this to the basement?
Why?
I'm redoing the entire second floor.
Mother, I have a job. I know you know that because it used to be Dad's job at the insurance agency.
Does that mean you can't help your mother move a mattress?
I know what this is. You're lashing back at Amy because she moved out.
Oh, now, why would I do that? It was an amicable decision. We came to together. I'm just simply moving on. It's healthy.
Healthy? You're supposed to be taking it easy. Lugging mattresses around is not taking it easy.
Which is why I called you. But if you won't help me, I will do it myself.
I swear to God, if you do this to yourself, I'll have you committed.
They don't do that anymore.
Mother, I'm in insurance. I have powers you can't even begin to comprehend. Try me.
The court-appointed psychologist in the arson case has changed his recommendation.
If you agree to plead common assault and explain that you were unbearably provoked...
Judge Gray already have a lawyer.
Michael.
Bruce. Michael. I'll go jam a wooden shoe in the cog of justice. Give you 5 minutes. But remember...
I know. Momentum.
Momentum.
Look at you all dressed up like a judge.
Momentum, Michael.
We need to discuss Lauren.
Why?
You moved.
I don't need your permission to do that.
Well, that's not where I was going right off the bat. But in fact, according to our divorce decree, you have to at least keep me informed.
I'm sorry. It happened kind of fast. We done?
You don't have 20 minutes to discuss our child.
How about lunch?
Perfect. Thank you. How are things with Judge Crumble?
We're blissfully happy.
I thought perhaps you weren't.
Michael, I'm not moving back in with my mother to please you.
Not me. Lauren.
You use that sanctimonious tone with Leisha, because if you do, your second marriage is about a month away from disaster.
Wow. Please, Annie, could you just back down a notch or two? Lauren called me in tears. I'm her father, and I love her. I still love you in my weaker moments. So here I am, just asking a few questions.
We mutually agreed that it was time for me to move out.
By mutually agreed, I assume you mean Maxine and you, not Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren's 9, Michael. I don't exactly consider her one of my top advisors.
Of course, I don't expect her to advise you. But I do expect that her feelings get taken into consideration. I'm sure she's doing well, but she's a very sensitive child. And her well-being is a fragile construction requiring constant attention. I think you'll agree it's best if neither of us make any blanket assumptions when it comes to her welfare. Amy.
I'm listening.
You were playing our old game.
I wasn't.
I still do it myself.
You don't.
Judge Gray. Sorry. You really should carry yourself home. We've got a court order refusal. Unless you want the whole docket fried, you have to deal with it now.
We done?
Haven't even begun. Let me buy you dinner.
No, I'm making dinner for Barry in my new apartment tonight.
Fine. Well, drinks then.
No, dinner with you, drinks with Barry afterwards, thank you.
Fine.
Judge Gray.
This is heavy. You don't make $5 an hour moving things that are light.
I thought Kyle was gonna help.
He refused on political grounds.
Can't you give me a hand?
I'd like to, but Peter will put me in the loony bin. Good, okay, yes. Take a little breather, then we get this down to the basement and start on Lauren's room.
Lauren's room?
The whole floor, Eric.
You're schizoid, you know? One week the house is like full of people, the next you clear them all out. What are you gonna do in this big old house all by yourself?
Well, I certainly don't intend to keep it as a shrine to all those who used to live here.
I quit.
We have an oral contract.
I am not gonna be the one who helps you take this family apart. When you said you needed me to do some handyman stuff, I thought, you know, cut the lawn, clear out the garage, scrape gutters like that. I'm not touching Lauren's room.
Fine, get going on the garage.
What do you mean he won't do it?
Your Honor, my client declines to submit to a paternity test.
Well, it's not voluntary, Miss Pitt. It's a binding court order.
I told him that.
Mr. Sproul, if you don't take the paternity test, you could be held in contempt.
I told him that.
Did you tell him that it could mean jail?
Told him that.
For how long?
Until you do as I ask?
Told him that, too.
No one is questioning your thoroughness or advice, Miss Pitt.
Who will take care of the boys while you're in jail?
You all do what you gotta do. And I'm gonna do what I gotta do by following my heart, which is pure on this matter.
There he goes with his pure heart again.
Mr. Sproul, do you have reason to believe that you are not the biological father? Who's with Rudy and Glover now?
My mother.
Well, I'm going to give in to my kinder nature. I'm going to hold you in contempt and put you in jail.
That's your kinder nature.
I am not granting the OTC at this time. I am hoping that Mr. Sproul will reconsider his decision after he spends a night in jail.
I'm giving you no trouble. My head is held high on principle. That's all I need my boys to know.
Reason with him, Miss Pitt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Grandma?
Lauren, what are you doing here? Is your mother with you?
No, I came back here by accident after school, by habit.
Oh.
Why are you taking my room apart? You made me those curtains.
Well, what I thought was that you would like to have these curtains in your new room. Now, we should call your mother and let her know you're all right.
I don't want those curtains in my new room. I like them in my old room. I hate this. I hate this.
I told you.
What? You should not have let her up here.
I didn't let her up. I was in the garage.
Lauren, honey, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll put the curtains back up.
I don't care. I don't care. I can go live with Chanel. Why'd you have to do this? Why couldn't you just be nice for once? You get on me and the mom, she gets upset. Why can't you just get along? I'm running away.
That's probably Amy. You go after Lauren.
Yeah, I can hear that yelling all the way down the block.
Aha, it's up there. Oh.
That's mine.
Hello? Hey, honey, why did you come here instead of going to Chanel's house?
I forgot after school by mistake. And you know what? Grandma's taking my room apart.
Evidently, melodrama has not skipped a generation, as I had hoped.
You were taking her room apart? Couldn't you at least wait until the corpse was cool?
Well, there you have it. Genetic melodrama.
All right, honey, we gotta go. I'm meeting your daddy.
What about Uncle Vincent?
What?
I turn my back on the family for a couple months, everything just falls apart.
Vincent? Oh.
Just want to know why I'm here?
Is Carol all right?
Yeah, no, she's fine. She's still in remission.
Then no, let me just enjoy this moment. Okay, why are you here?
Well, I got this crazy call from Mom that you moved out. I figured my presence was needed.
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you, but it was a mutual agreement.
I told him there were no hard feelings.
Yeah, we're fine with it.
Well, that's uncharacteristic.
I mean, she jumped the gun a little bit on Lauren's room, but I think that's just because she has time on her hands because of her suspension from work.
Medical leave. I'm on medical leave. Perhaps Lauren could stay here tonight.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
She could spend some time with Vincent.
I said I don't see why not. Unless you've started to turn her room into a Buddhist shrine.
You see, everything is fine.
So what's it gonna be?
Well, I'm inclined toward the Arctic char stuffed with crab.
No, I mean, why are we here?
Can't we enjoy a pleasant meal before we get down to the wrangling?
We're going to wrangle?
Unless you instantly accept what a good idea would be for Lauren to come and live with me for a while.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Thus the wrangling begins.
Read the custody agreement, Michael. It's up to me. Then I say no.
Amy, you're obviously going through some kind of a crisis.
Moving away from home is not a crisis. Most people do it when they're teenagers.
It's disrupting Lauren's quietude.
Watercolor landscapes have quietude, not 9-year-old girls.
Are we ready?
Tell me about the Arctic chart.
Excuse me, we are wrangling here, so I'll just wave a breadstick in your direction when we're ready.
Okay.
Things seem to be disintegrating. Your house gets broken into, your CSO, they killed a man, you're barely talking to your mother.
You're slanting toward the negative.
Lauren ran away. That gay kid had to chase her down.
Where are you getting all this?
From Lauren. We talk.
When did that start?
Well, let's try not to be sarcastic.
Try not to be condescending.
This isn't an ambush. I didn't expect you to simply agree and let me take Lauren home with me. I wanted you to be aware of my thought processes. I want you to think about it.
Okay, all right. Here's the situation, Mikey. This is a transitional time for me and Lauren, and you hovering above us like a vulture is not helping things. Now, I know you see yourself as swooping in and making everything right, like this was some corporate takeover, but if you want to be a good father, you should give us time to adjust and not add to the commotion.
Would you please not use your judge voice on me?
Oh, that is not my judge voice. That is my mommy voice. If Lauren is still unhappy in 6 weeks, say, then I will listen. But I am not making any big decisions when we are in this state of flux. So back off, Michael. Order your Arctic char.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. No!
You were fat? And Elton John chubby, or one of those guys that had to cut down the wall of a double wide to get you out?
Pleasantly rotund. I was pear-shaped. Also balding. And this chin is an implant, as are my calves and my pectorals.
That's really...
Perverse?
I didn't say that.
I did it to feel better about myself.
Well, here's the thing, Chuck. You go to all this trouble to be handsome, which you are, by the way. Lipo, implants, Botox, hair plugs. Then you fess it all up on the first date. That's what I find...
Perverse?
That would not be an inaccurate term.
I know it's early, but I really like you. And we could save a lot of time if you just got to know the real me.
Which is where exactly? Some medical waste disposal site? Is this you? What's in your mouth?
My teeth. They were prominent.
Whoa!
See, what I need to know is whether in the dark you're gonna see that man or the man standing in front of you this evening.
I'm not gonna be seeing any man because it's dark.
Do you want me to go? I can pay on the way out.
Could you sit down, please? I'm getting a crick in my neck. Look, you just gotta relax. That's smidge, Chuck. You just gotta settle down. You know, let your mold set, like Jell-O. seeing each other in the dark thing, that ain't gonna be happening anytime real soon. No matter how well things go. I'm a mother. There are proprieties.
I'm a patient man.
No kidding. All the plastic in you got a longer shelf life than Kraft cheese slices.
You know what's nice?
A condo on the other side of town?
Being with you in my own apartment.
A condo on the other side of town would be much nicer.
Well, this is just temporary.
I know a good contractor who could...
I mean, temporary in the sense that I won't be here that long.
You don't want to give Michael any grounds to say Lauren is unsafe.
I can handle Michael.
Not to mention the fact that psycho who disfigured all those photographs of you would have no trouble breaking into this place.
Are you trying to scare me? You don't think I should move back in with my mother?
There's no way I'll involve myself in that. There's a lot going on in your life right now.
Yeah, don't I know it?
And much of it is not your fault.
Much of it?
If Bruce wants to self-destruct, there's not much you can do about it.
What exactly is my fault?
You might have handled your mother better.
My mother can't be handled.
Isn't that why your brother's here?
God, Barry, all I wanted to do was sit in my new apartment with my sweetheart and have a glass of wine. Could we skip the tutorial on life skills and enjoy this moment?
I apologize. I guess I'm just the sort of person who likes to confront his problems head on.
Let's do a little of that.
What?
Let's confront some of your problems head on. That would be a nice change.
Your problems are my problems.
It's a little weird. I move away, you come in and occupy my space?
I know.
Man likes to feel like he's irreplaceable, and bang, he's replaced. I know. My old room, my old roommate, my seat at Thursday night dinners, my place in the family.
I know.
You haven't replaced me.
I know. I mean, here I definitely have. Donna doesn't miss you all that much, but the family? Man, they take every opportunity they get to remind me that I am not you.
That's because I'm the glue that holds this family together.
From San Francisco?
Well, obviously not. Mom and Amy are at each other's throats. Not have happened if I were here. I play them like violins, but I pass that mantle on to you.
That would be the violin mantle?
Yes, it would.
I decline the honor.
All I'm asking is if I should fail to get Amy to move back in with Mom before I leave, then you have a try.
What do I care where Amy lives? We're hardly ever in the same room at the same time.
Without me to gnaw over, Mom and Amy turn on each other like jackals.
Well, I am not a pork chop.
You at least think about it?
Maybe. Wait. No.
I hereby pass the violin pork chop mantle on to you. It's non-returnable.
I am not a character in one of your novels you can just push around.
Aren't you gonna say hello?
And everybody loves you.
I suppose I better be heading home.
You don't want to stay here?
No offense, but your bedroom smells like feet. Which would be fine, except they're obviously not your feet. But I, of course, would love it if you came home with me tonight.
Did you ever dream of Spain?
I've been to Spain. It's dusty.
Well, what if I told you that there is a flight at midnight that the two of us could be on?
Midnight tonight? What about Lauren?
Taken care of. It's not a factor.
Really?
Yeah, you and me in the land of of bullfights and Don Quixote and flamenco and sangria. Did you know sangria means blood?
Well, what about our jobs?
Forget about that. Imagine us walking on the road to Torremolinos wearing sandals and eating olives.
I'm allergic to olives.
Well, olives are just a symbol of joie de vivre. Aren't you just dying to get to some more joie in your vivre? Isn't it just great to think about inside your brain?
Spain. Olives. Nice. You gonna answer that?
Hello? Now? It's after 9. Okay. Yeah, 20 minutes. In my chambers.
Meanwhile, back here in reality.
I have a mother and a daughter and a father of 2 boys who wants me to let him out of jail. I'll have to take a rain check on romance.
I understand. Amy, can't we just take joie in everyday life?
Oh, like I said, it was just a thought. A fantasy.
His lawyer brought the kids by for a chance to see their dad.
Judge Gray isn't going to be affected by such a blatant bid for sympathy. They really do seem close, though.
You can remove the handcuffs now.
Judge Gray, these are my boys, Glover and Rudy. Shake hands.
Hello, Rudy. Hello, Glover.
Say pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Okay, boys, now sit down.
Donna, could you please stay with them? You still refuse to take the paternity test?
That's right, Judge.
Then why are we here?
If you think staging this touching little reunion is going to...
Judge, Mr. Sproul simply wants to explain himself.
No matter what your test says, Glover and Rudy are mine.
Then take the test.
What if the test say different? His people will take my sons away.
If they aren't your children, then the court would have to decide... Yes, you would lose them.
Lissy got drug problems. She's in and out of jail. I'm the parent here.
It is my job to find out the truth, even if it's painful. And if you don't take the test, it is within my powers to grant DCF's request without a paternity test.
But at least they'd have a father. They might have to visit me in jail. But I'd still be their father. See, your way, they got nobody. That's my reasoning. You say you have the power to take them away, test or no test. Couldn't you use that same power to keep us together?
Two little dicky birds sitting on a wall. One named Peter, the other named Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter. Come back, Paul.
Hey.
Thanks, Judge Gray.
Well, I'm not sure my ruling will hold up to further action from DCF.
In the interest of preserving what's left of my karma, my recommendation to DCF will be that the best interest of the children has been upheld.
Mr. Donahue, if you weren't so white, I'd offer to buy you a drink.
I accept.
That one's my screen?
Takes a brave judge to see that the truth isn't always what matters.
Bruce, that good man took the opportunity to explain his actions. He gave me what I needed to make the right decision. I don't understand why you won't do the same thing in your situation.
I can't discuss my case with you, Judge Gray.
something as a judge? Say the single mother of a baby daughter, no names, whose ex-husband is in prison, happens to get involved with a media personality moving here from out of state. Are there grounds, should the ex-husband get out of prison, to get the child?
Wow. Did things really go that well with Charles?
No names, Judge Gray.
Donna, you're allowed to have a life. Oscar can't stop that.
Oh, really? Well, because we see it in court all the time. These vengeful people who used to love each other, just wrangling over their children.
Wrangling?
Plus, I work long hours. I don't have a very good relationship with my family. And my love life is confusing.
Donna, you're describing me.
Oh my God. We're doppelgangers. Well, thank you, Judge Gray. I feel so much better. Wasn't it great to see Vincent again?
I wish you could stay longer.
I'll be back. Maybe Christmas.
I miss you.
I miss you too. Oh.
I wish you could stay longer, too.
I'm sorry I don't get to meet your judge. Oh.
No. He's great. He's terrific. You'd love him. Oh, I don't know. He couldn't imagine running away to Spain with me. Is that bad?
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Why? It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game. It's not at all important.
So I guess you just dropped in to set everything right, huh? Be touched by an angel who will mend his family before jetting back to his home in San Francisco heaven.
lured me here to get you to move back in with her.
She actually admitted that to you?
Yep. And world peace spontaneously broke out around the globe?
Vincent, she collapsed. She has 1,000 stress-related illnesses, and you know what she said to me?
That you cause her more stress than anything else in her life.
Yeah. So I love her, so I removed myself as a source of stress.
What a wonderful daughter you are.
That's right.
It's a steaming pile.
She also said that I was afraid to live alone, and I am not.
Did it occur to you that maybe she's the one who's afraid to live alone?
Get a clue. She started remodeling.
She might as well send up a flare begging you not to go.
So what you're saying is that Mom has moved to backwards world? That everything she says and does is the opposite?
Be big. Ask her to let you come home.
No.
Amy?
No, I won't. If she wants us back, she can say so, not in backwards talk.
What do you care what language she speaks?
I'm sorry. Your mission here is a failure.
About Kyle.
Oh, for God's sake.
Just give him a chance. Call it a personal favor.
I hate a world where the people you love are constantly pulled away.
Maybe that's why certain people move to backwards world.
I wish that the upstairs renovation was a little further along, but, you're an imaginative man.
You did not lure me home so I could check out the local real estate.
I know, honey. I had some time on my hands. It was a nice thought. Call me a dreamer.
You suckered me out here so I could persuade Amy to move back in with you.
I left a message on your answering machine. Perhaps you overreacted.
For whatever it's worth, I tried. The appropriate response is thank you, Vincent.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is wrong for both of you.
Yet somehow we will all survive.
No matter how many times you say this was a mutual decision, as if that even matters, as if a mutual decision can't be a bad decision, you will not recover. Neither one of you.
Sweet boy, that is nonsense. You have this notion that while you go off into the world, we'll all just stay here frozen the way we were.
Mom, unless you ask her back right now, Amy will find a house of her own, and it'll be too late.
Everything changes, Vincent. Mostly for the good, I believe.
Leaving this time, I feel like I'm escaping something. It makes me a little angry at both of you.
What you're escaping is family, Vincent. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I love you.
Ask her. I love you too.
You're dumping me because I wouldn't fly away to Spain with you?
I'm not dumping you. I'm bringing up a point of contention. You weren't even tempted. You wouldn't even think about it.
So, you want someone who will either go to Spain with you or fantasize about it? I'm a little confused as to the particulars here.
You make it sound silly.
Judge Gray, you have to sign this subpoena. I'm already gone.
You stand a very good chance of losing Bruce. Your mother. Now me. Why are you cutting so many tethers in your life all at the same time?
Because I feel tethered.
Oh.
There's a whole part of me that is not a judge or a mother or even your girlfriend.
Yes, and apparently that part wants to pretend to fly to Spain.
Forget Spain.
Ask me again. Let's pretend to fly to Antarctica. What about Tasmania?
It's not just pretending, Barry. It's no good if you just pretend. It has to be an actual possibility.
I want you to know you've ruined my perfect record. I've never been dumped before.
I said I wasn't dumping you.
Yes, and obviously you've started saying the opposite of what you mean. I thought we were going to make each other happy.
Judge Gray, if you could sign.
I'm okay. Just give me a minute.
I could clear the docket.
Oh, no. I'll be out in a minute.
Would you like me to chase him down and punch him out? I've done it before.
Thank you, no. You go on. I'll be all right. I'll be out in a minute. Give me the subpoena. I'm okay. I'm fine. Just give me a minute.
Well, I never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music.
If I told you I had 2 tickets to Spain, what would you say?
When do we leave?
Sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it. Never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. I can't refuse it.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime. Will a 20-year-old murder case finally be solved? Find out on Law and Order. Next on...
It's not that I loved him, but I felt like I could love him. And I haven't felt that way since Michael. Who, by the way, is calling me all the time just to talk. What is that about? Even if there's trouble in paradise, why me? Why not move on to the next leggy blonde?
I told you not to push it.
I mean, the thing with Barry is it never felt quite right. It always felt awkward and formal.
I didn't flush it, I jiggled it.
I told you not to jiggle it.
So what am I saying? That I can't be with a man unless it's simple? That I'm not willing to work at all?
You have to clean it up because I told you not to jiggle it.
You said don't flush it. You didn't say anything about jiggling it.
Hey, Jillian, I gotta go. I'm sorry about leaving you such a long message. You don't have to call back.
You are just like your mother.
Don't bring her into this.
She's always in it.
Excuse me. If you don't mind, I have a child sleeping over here.
Who the hell is that?
Your neighbor with a child!
What is she talking about?
Do I know?
Mom?
Hey, Noodle, what's wrong?
I can't sleep. People are yelling.
Well, those people are asleep now.
And you're on the phone.
Well, I'm off. See? Everything's perfect.
I hate this apartment.
I know, but it's just temporary.
I want us to move back with Grandma.
Come here. Honey, people are supposed to move away from home when they grow up. That's how it works. Even you're gonna leave home someday. And when that time comes, you're gonna want to do it. You'll be excited about it. Your own friends, your own place, your own life.
Will my apartment be better than this one?
You bet. Now go to sleep. Love your guts.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Family breakfast. It's a much better idea than family dinner. Nobody's tired or grumpy. Everyone's just up and optimistic. I would like to make this a regular event.
If we don't show up, are we out of the will?
You were never in it, dear. Corned beef hash and eggs, your favorite.
I haven't had this in ages.
That's because Amy hated it. Couldn't stand the smell of it.
That's great, Mom. Just know that everyone is very supportive.
Support is good. Just no gloating. Amy was a gloater.
So, that's still going on?
What?
The breakup.
Well, it's not a breakup. We're moving on. There's no rancor. We're fine.
She left me a long message last night. Very long.
Yes, well, the absence of the other party never stopped Amy from talking.
See, that sounds like rancor.
But it isn't.
Mom, if you and Amy aren't going to make up, you ought to think about taking in a boarder. You can't afford to live here alone.
Peter, I don't want to discuss that. It's bad for my health.
But you have to be realistic.
Not at this precise moment, I don't. I'm on sabbatical, and I just want to enjoy that.
How's the sabbatical going?
It's wonderful.
What do you do all day?
I'm very busy. I'm taking conversational Greek, and I'm stenciling a table, and today I have a dentist appointment.
Sounds like prison.
Kyle, when the last of the nicotine leaves my body, we should probably avoid each other.
Gotcha.
Absolutely love it.
Hey, Donna.
Oh, Judge Gray. You just missed your ex-husband. He called. I didn't mention Judge Crumble, by the way. Who is so much hunkier than Michael.
Thanks, Donna. Barry and I broke up.
Oh, no. I hate him.
Oh, no, I broke up with him. It's amicable. It's fine. What did Michael want?
Oh, he didn't say. Are you all right, Judge Gray?
I'm fine.
Because you really like Judge Crumble. You were thinking about him all the time. You were having those dreams.
You. Good morning, Judge Gray. Ms. Kozlowski Pant.
It's just Kozlowski. I dropped the pant.
There's a charming image.
What do you want?
I've been assigned to Judge Gray as her temporary CSO while Mr. Van Exel is on trial for felony assault.
I thought you were a court reporter, Ian.
I've been promoted.
Well, Donna can handle the workload.
I've been assigned by the administrative judge. Take your complaints upstairs. Meanwhile, I'm going to do my job. I will see you both in court, which should begin in 4.5 minutes.
It's 2 days at the most. He tried to run me from the parking lot. I'm sure it was an accident.
I hate him. I want him to choke on his own vomit and die.
That's a good sport.
I can't believe you're here. Usually takes you 3 written reminders and 4 phone calls.
I'm on a health kick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Quit smoking. I'm walking 2 miles a day. I'm eating petrified food. I'm on a sabbatical from work. And I'm learning Greek.
Okay. Who are you and what have you done with Maxine Gray?
Believe me, it's a bore, but my children want me alive.
Well, open up. Let's see if you're still grinding your teeth. I mean, I was thinking about you the other day. I almost called you.
Why?
Well, a girl came in, about 17, not a regular patient. She had knocked a tooth out, a molar. I had to send her to an oral surgeon because she'd cracked her jaw. They said it was a bicycling accident. Her brother brought her in. Her mother came to the follow-up. Something about it just seemed off. Close.
What wasn't right about the girl?
Well, I used to volunteer at a woman's shelter, and I've seen broken jaws before. You don't get them falling off a bike. I decided I should say something to be safe.
Do you have her file?
Yeah, I called it. I saw your name on the patient list. I figured I'd show it to you. But you're taking a sabbatical.
Well, couldn't hurt me to look at it. What are you doing with that?
You cracked a crown in the back. Open up.
God, I hate health.
Sarah Hankins is seeking to regain custody of her children who were placed in foster care 6 weeks ago, and the state is saying no. Want to fill in the details, Mr. Dobbs?
Certainly, Your Honor. The children, Derek, 4, and Elijah, 2, were removed from their mother's home when it was discovered that in lieu of your more traditional child care, she was locking them in the trunk of her car while she went to work.
Were charges filed against Miss Hankins?
Yes, Your Honor. Criminal neglect.
She's been acquitted of those charges. This petition should be
The
dismissed.
state is strongly opposed to returning these children to their mother's care, Your Honor. We don't believe Miss Hankins should be in charge of anyone's health or safety.
Your Honor, my client does have her own story to tell. Prior to this event, she was an exemplary parent.
Well, prior to April 14th, John Wilkes Booth was a model citizen.
You're angry, Mr. Dobbs. I'm picking up on that.
The state will strongly resist any efforts to return these children to their mother's care,
Do you want to sing it or say it in a different language?
as long as we're clear.
We're loose, Mr. Dobbs. But I still want to hear from the mother, so let's reconvene this afternoon at... Would you like to give us a time, Mr. Jankowski?
Nope.
No?
Can't get blood from a stone, Your Honor.
4 o'clock?
4 is good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, you're going to love this meatloaf.
You've been talking
Tell
about
me,
it.
please, that meatloaf is on the menu today?
He's been talking about the meatloaf.
Very good. You like that?
Holly, yeah, could I leave by the kitchen? Why? What for? Oh, for heaven's sake. Maxine, you're gonna have to face him someday. Well, not today.
Maxine?
Hello.
I thought that was you. You look wonderful. Yeah, I'm back in town for a few months. You may have heard.
No, I've been busy.
Yo, this is Louise Rodericks. She's an old friend of mine.
Oh, don't ever call a lady old, Jared.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. Now I have to run.
Are you all right?
Yes. It's dental work.
Oh, God. Oh, it's just awful when the teeth start to go.
Yes, well, it's just a one. Nice to see you. Goodbye.
Maxine, excuse me. Maxine, I'm sorry I haven't called you. I wasn't sure you wanted to hear from me. Frankly, I didn't know how to handle it.
You don't owe me an explanation, Jared.
Look, this is not a social debt I'm talking about. Truth is, I have to stop thinking about you.
Yes, I see that.
Oh, Maxine,
Enjoy your lunch. All you have to do is to look at the x-rays. It doesn't take a radiologist to see that this girl has been punched in the face.
What's going on, Maxine? You're banned from DCS, and now you're looking up child abuse on your own?
It fell into my lap, Sean. I was at the dentist. I've been going to her for a long time. She knows me. She's a mandated reporter, and this is not the first time she's brought me something.
Fine, I'll look into it myself.
Soon. How about...
Thank you.
Her brother brought her in the first time. They both claimed that it was a bike accident. That's the unspoken code. Protect the abuser.
Yeah, I have the manual, Maxine. Go home.
Promise me you'll follow up.
If you promise me, you'll go home. And relax.
That's where I'm going, right now.
I'm setting bail at $1,000. Next case.
Docket number 4977, State of Connecticut versus Bruce Van Exel.
Are all parties present?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Van Exel. On the charge of aggravated assault against David Solomon, how do you wish to plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
And your attorney has explained to you what this means, and you are satisfied with his advice?
Yes, Your Honor.
You realize you're giving up your presumption of innocence and your right to a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Your plea's accepted. Moving on.
Docket number 5384, State versus Casey Thompson.
Do we have everyone summoned?
Yes, Your Honor. All present, Your Honor.
All right, the state is charging Mr. Thompson with trespassing.
I felt it was wrong not to be here.
If I asked you not to come, I must have had a reason.
You can't stop me from supporting you, Bruce.
Obviously not.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Well, it's out of my hands now.
Ask your lawyer to subpoena me as a character witness.
No.
Bruce!
I know where the hoops are, Judge Gray. But I have no respect for people who jump through them.
It would make a big difference.
Of course it would. And everybody would know it.
Do you want to go to jail?
It's not my biggest fear.
Oh, nice. Southern exposure. Nice view. No private bath?
Across the hall.
What about a private entrance?
They can crawl through a window.
Use of laundry facilities.
I don't want anyone in my basement.
What about the kitchen?
I definitely don't want anyone in my kitchen.
You're not making this easy, Mrs. Gray.
Why should I? Your ad says leave the hard stuff to you. In your commercial, I'm on a cruise while you're closing the deal. I apologize. I've just quit smoking and all the nicotine has left my body.
Oh, you were smoking. A woman your age.
Do you have any more questions for me, Nancy?
Yeah, just one. Have you ever thought about selling the house? Because it's a seller's market right now, and this is a great listing. It would make for a tidy little retirement nest egg.
But I'm not retired.
But you probably will soon. And let's face it, a woman your age doesn't need all this space.
I don't want to sell. I want to rent. Thank you.
Apartment life can be extremely liberating. Someone to take care of all your maintenance needs. Or there are some fantastic retirement villas on the market. Beautiful senior compounds.
I want to rent the room,
because
Nancy.
I could sell this house drop of a hat. And a woman your age needs to...
Nancy, if you refer to my age one more time, I'm going to push you down the stairs.
My mother just died suddenly from a heart attack, and it was a big shock. I didn't even get any time off of work. My boss let me off the day of her funeral. That was it.
So you were the sole provider for your 2 children?
Yes. I couldn't miss work. You get fired for nothing at that place.
Had you looked into some kind of daycare for your children?
I was just starting to. So far, they were all too expensive. But I had to do something in the meantime. The trunk was very big. That I made beds in there for them. They had toys and juice.
What about ventilation? Air. Miss Hankins, they could have suffocated.
I poked holes in the top with a screwdriver. I came out during my breaks and took them to the bathroom and played with them. The whole idea, it was just temporary.
There was nobody that could help you? Neighbors, relatives? You need to answer, Miss Hankins.
There's nobody.
Thank you.
Mr. Dobbs.
Miss Hankins, why did you do it?
What?
Lock your kids in your trunk. Why? I don't think I could be any clearer, Your Honor.
You need to answer, Miss Hankins.
I didn't know what else to do.
Why lock them in the trunk? Why not just lock them in the car? Or lock them in your house?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I didn't want...
Anyone to know?
Yes.
Because you knew that what you were doing was wrong. We're done, Your Honor.
Thank you, Miss Hankins. You may sit down.
I was afraid somebody would steal them.
Excuse me?
No, if I left them in the house or in the car by themselves, somebody might take my kids. This way, at least I knew that they were safe.
Thank you. You may sit down.
What did that little old bush ever do to you?
Jared, what are you doing?
It's a quaint old custom known as dropping by.
Also known as sneaking up?
Please, Maxine, I haven't thawed out from our last encounter.
Jared, we don't have anything new to say to each other, and I don't want to discuss the past.
Will you talk to me for 5 minutes? Louise Rodericks is a friend of the family.
I don't need an explanation.
She was my wife's roommate in college, in fact.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I didn't ask, and I don't care.
I was married to a very nice man who was 3 inches taller than I am, and who would probably kick my ass if I was ever disrespectful
Will you
to his
please stop
wife,
talking?
Which I never would, because I haven't the slightest interest
Enough,
in her.
Jared.
Or any other woman on the planet.
Jared?
Because I'm still in love with you. You broke my heart. Where'd you get off frosting me? That's what I came here to say. Thanks for listening.
He's smug and officious and gossipy and mean. You know, he still has irritable bowel syndrome. Did you know that? He'd be running in and out of the courtroom. Oh, God, they just can't hire him to take Bruce's place.
They're not going to hire him to take Bruce's place because Bruce is not going to jail.
He might.
He's not.
Judge Gray? You need a sign for this? Thank you.
see how he sits there, that smirk on his face? Like Marie and Toinette and Drag. God, he's evil. I mean, he's a vampire. Someone should drive a stake through his heart. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I just wish you'd get a bad rash. Judge Gray? What is that?
It's from Michael's lawyer. It's a motion for full custody of Lauren.
How's your jaw, Connor?
Not bad.
I see you saw a medical appointment.
Yes, the doctor said.
It's fine. Okay. Then we can go now. Actually, allegations have been made. Listen, accidents happen. Yes, it happens. How's your jaw, Connor? Maxine?
I was just picking up some files so that I can work at home. In between relaxing.
You're not supposed to be here for at least another week.
I'm not here. I'm passing through. Oh, is that the case I referred to?
Yes?
Oh, how's it going?
Fine.
Nice looking people.
Yes.
A little too nice.
Maxine.
Just don't fall for that pillar of society thing. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, hell, if you're gonna be here, be here. Stop lurking around like a stray cat.
Really?
Yes, really. If you promise to just listen.
On my honor.
Miss Hankins locked her children in the trunk of her car for days at a time while she went to work. She claimed she was desperate and had nowhere else to turn. I find that a little hard to believe, but then I've never been in her situation. 23 years old, 2 young children, no family support. In these exasperating times when parents are getting younger and less accountable, it is difficult for a person in my position to remain flexible, understanding, to view each case individually. Like a lot of people, I am reaching the point of compassion fatigue. The truth is, we have to do better than this. We simply have to. Miss Hankins locked her children in the trunk of her car because she was afraid that someone would take them. That doesn't sound like a callous mother to me. That sounds like a very young woman who is under an incredible amount of stress and who succumbed to a skewed notion of how to protect her children. In attempting to protect them, however, she put them in danger, and that constitutes neglect. I will place the children back in your care under protective supervision, provided that you attend weekly parenting classes. DCF will monitor closely to make sure you have found adequate childcare before you return back to work. We will meet again here in 3 months. You're a single parent, and I know how scary that is. But you need to learn how to do this. You need to get this right. Miss Hankins, make me look good. We're done.
So my daughter chips her tooth in gymnastics class, and then suddenly my family is being interrogated by social workers. This crosses the line. What about doctor-patient confidentiality?
Well, first of all, your daughter's jaw was broken.
I thought this was a bicycle injury.
Maxine?
Our records show that this was a bicycling accident.
Could have been either. She was doing both activities that day. Colleen's not even sure.
Don't you know how you hurt your jaw, Colleen?
It was the bike thing.
Somewhere to be, Mr. Wharton?
Yes, my office. That's where I go when I have to pay for extensive oral surgery.
Is that where you were on the day when Colleen broke her jaw?
Maxine?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Is that why her brother had to bring her in?
Maxine!
Sean, for heaven's sake, as if I'm going to sit here and not talk.
Her brother?
Mrs. Gray, my husband knows very little about the incident. I handle matters at home. It's always been that way.
With the help of your son.
Well, what the hell is this about? I don't have a son. Colleen is an only child.
Yes, I know. I checked with her school. However, she does have a boyfriend, a Terry Clemens. He's a football player, they tell me.
He was with me when I had the accident, so he brought me in.
Terry's a good boy. From a prominent family.
That may be, but I think that he punched Colleen in the face and broke her jaw.
That's ridiculous.
He was benched from the football team on 3 occasions for fighting.
It's a rough sport. He wouldn't hit a girl.
These are very good people.
Which is why she should put up with abuse. Because she is being abused, aren't you, Colleen? And you know it.
He didn't mean to.
Is this true, Denise?
Stan, they are blowing this out of proportion.
That creep hit my little girl, and you were gonna keep that from me?
He didn't mean it, Daddy.
For God's sake, Denise.
Mr. Wharton, calm down.
Break his neck.
Mr. Wharton, calm down.
Kill that son of a bitch.
No, you won't, Mr. Wharton, but I bless you for wanting to. I would like to file charges on the boyfriend and get Mrs. Wharton into a parenting class so I don't have to remove her daughter from her care. You should be ashamed. Are we done with the sabbatical?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Thank you.
Judge Gray? Oh my God. Judge Gray? What did he do?
Who?
I don't know. Who?
Michael. I could lose my daughter.
Oh. That is so not gonna happen.
Well, my lawyer says he has a good case. I messed everything up by moving out of my mother's house.
Well, then move back in.
She hasn't even called me. Besides, I can't use her like that. Oh, what is wrong with me?
Wrong? Nothing. You're my mentor. I strive to be like you.
What? Alone and in danger of losing her child?
No. Intelligent. And sensitive and courageous and kind.
What separates me from that woman who locked her children in the trunk of her car?
Beside the fact that you didn't lock your daughter in a trunk?
Well, no, just, lonely life in a bad apartment. I've disconnected myself from everyone. Why have I done that?
I'm here.
Judge Gray.
Get out!
Evening.
Jared?
You're home early.
I was geared up to wait an hour or two.
Why? If you'd like to eviscerate me further, you could simply call.
I wanted to apologize. In fact, I wanted to grovel.
Well, come inside then. No sense in ruining your nice clothes.
You're not really going to make me grovel, are you?
Well, I'm...
She's very attached to the house, so that's why she's being so stubborn about it.
She's usually quite pleasant and professional.
When she isn't threatening to throw someone down the stairs.
Oh, she's never actually done that.
Sometimes when people get older, their minds go.
Oh, no. She's always been that way. Mother?
Doesn't make for an ideal landlord, someone who's cranky and mean and forgetful.
She's not forgetful.
Then where is she? I've been standing out there knocking for 20 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure she's here. Mother!
I guess when you met me. What's going on?
We had an appointment with Nancy.
We did?
Peter left a message on your machine?
Oh,
You didn't check your machine?
I was busy.
All night you were busy?
As a matter of fact,
I've brought over some contracts for you to sign, Mrs. Gray.
now is not a good time.
Mother, we can't keep putting this off.
Oh, my.
What?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so sorry. We should have called.
We did call.
We should have called again.
Could we possibly reschedule?
Yes, let's.
I got to get going anyway.
Not without breakfast, you don't.
You're a very bossy woman.
I thought you liked that.
Did we know about the gentleman caller?
We're here in the matter of Bruce Van Exel, charge being one case of aggravated assault, and Mr. Van Exel has pled no contest. You have anything to add to that, counsel?
Mr. Van Exel's record speaks for itself, Your Honor. It was a first offense, and the action was quite out of character for my client. Mr. Van Exel works in the judicial system. He's studying to be a child psychologist, and he volunteers as a lector for his church.
Any character witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Van Exel, this certainly falls under the heading of what in the world were you thinking? Your unblemished record doesn't work in your favor in this case. You work for the judicial system, upholding its values. You aspire to counsel children one day, teach them about things like self-control, and yet on the day in question, you throw it all out the window and attack a man in a courthouse corridor? Provoked a nut, you should have known better.
I have to say something. I'm Judge Amy Madison Gray.
Yes, I know.
I thought there were no character witnesses, Your Honor.
I volunteered, but Mr. Van Exel turned me down because he's proud and honorable and Catholic and thinks he gets extra points for not asking for help.
Your Honor, I apologize for Judge
Counsel, your client might like to take this opportunity to keep quiet. Judge Gray, make it quick.
Well, I'm a judge, so I understand how this behavior may seem out of context.
Objection! The plea has been entered. Context is not an issue.
I will restrict my comments to Mr. Van Exel's character. We have worked together for the last 3 years in a very difficult profession. He has done his job without complaining and without losing heart, which is more than I can say for myself. This man is the personification of dignity and patience and understanding. Your Honor, I would ask you to believe that his actions were an aberration, created under extreme duress. A situation in which someone had accused him unjustly.
Your Honor.
And I would ask you to see that his reticence in this case is indicative of someone who holds himself to such a high standard that he cannot excuse himself for falling below the mark. This man is not a danger to society, Your Honor. He's a valuable asset to it. I can't imagine losing him. I don't know what good would come from that.
I really must object.
Sustained. I mean, I'm finished.
Thank you, Judge Gray. Any more surprise witnesses, Mr. Van Exel?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
I'm giving you 18 months. Now I'm suspending that sentence. And I'm ordering you into anger management classes for the duration of that time, as well as 100 hours of community service. Now, you have any problems with that, Mr. Van Exel?
No, Your Honor.
I should hope not. We're done here.
It's been a horrible week. You're never allowed to go away again. No vacations, no nothing. You promised me?
Well, I can't leave the state. That would be some reassurance.
Surprise.
Oh, no.
Congratulations.
Yes!
Oh, thank God!
What does that one say?
Let's just forget about that one. Oh, thank God you're back. Hey, I got the real French stuff.
None from me, thanks. I'm gonna live like Donny Osmond from now on.
Go away.
Like I want to be here. I've been checking your inbox as a part of my official duties. Found this a couple of hours ago. Looks important.
Did you hold it up to the light?
Didn't have to. It's obvious. It coincides with the letter I received from the administrative judge extending my position here indefinitely. I'll let you get on with your festivities.
Bruce.
Notice of termination.
They can't.
They have. Guess we should have that other cake.
I hope I'm doing the right thing.
No, it's your house, your decision.
It's just the idea of living with a boarder. All of a sudden, I'm a little old lady.
No danger of that. You know, we're getting pretty good at this. You notice how you're kind of picking up on my rhythm?
Possibly you're picking up on my rhythm.
Well, the point is, we're good together. I've been carrying that around for a year.
Jared.
Bought it for you.
Oh,
You can do whatever you want with it.
I want to wear it.
Good.
I want to wear it around Louise Roderick's.
I think that can be arranged.
But if I do wear it, what am I saying yes to?
The belief that if you take the leap, you'll be taught how to fly.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, there's drama in the courtroom when Amy and Maxine face off. Don't miss Judging Amy.
আজকে যদি আব্বু আম্মু যদি আমারে যদি বলতো যে সাকিব তুই বিয়ে কর তাহলে আমি
ও তুমি
ডরাইছেন?
দৌড়াবো কেন? মাগের এরকম আটকা মায়া মনে সামনে চলে আসলে তো একটু চিন্তা লাগেই। আর কালকে আবার তোমার মামার সাথে চ্যালেঞ্জ বইলা আইসো শেষবার মতো চুলদারি আশ্রয় আসতে।
শুনেন, কালকের খেলায় আপনি হারবেন।
বাবা কনফিডেন্স দেখছো মেয়ে।
যদি না হারছেন তাহলে কিন্তু বললাম এটা দিয়ে আমি আমার হাতে আপনার নাম লিখুন। মানে তো তখনই বুঝবেন যখন এটার দায় আপনার উপর পড়ব। সরেন।
আরে ভাই নাম লিখবা মানে? কি মুসিবতে বললাম, জিততে না পারে এখন 2 নাম্বারই।
কি করছিস? এটা কি করলি তুই মামা বলতো? শেষ পর্যন্ত ওই হাবলু মামার কাছে।
সরি বলছি তো, মিস্টেক হইছে। আর এটা খেলা না, খেলাতে হার জিত থাকি।
এই কথা তুই বলতাছিস? 3 বারের চ্যাম্পিয়ন নিলয় বলতেছে এই কথা, শেষ পর্যন্ত খেলায় হার জিত থাকেই।
হ্যাঁ বলতেছি, এবার হয় না আগামীবার হইব। আর শোন, আমাদের না বয়স বেশি হয়ে গেছে, ঠিক আছে? এখন এটা জুনিয়রদের করা কাম, আমরা অনেক সিনিয়র হয়ে গেছি।
এই দাঁড়া জুনিয়র? হ্যাঁ, কোন অ্যাঙ্গেল ওই হাবলু মামার তো জুনিয়র মনে হইলো কত দেখি? এই কথা শোনার পরে ওই হাবলু মামা সানফ্লাওয়ার তেল মাইরা ঠিক ঠিক করে হাসবো। তুই এমন একটা কাজ করছিস মামা, এলাকায় মুখ দেখানোর মতো অবস্থা থাকলো না।
টাকা দিতেছি, একটা কাজ কর, বোরকা কিনা পিন্দা ঘুরতে থাক, ঠিক আছে? এলাকায় মুখ দেখাই তুই না।
দাঁড়া, আমার মনে হইতেছে কেউ তোরে তাবিজ করছে। তুই কখনো তো এই কথা বলার ছেলে না, কি হয়েছে কত?
কোনো তাবিজ টাবিজ কিছু না। আর শোন, আনোয়ারের রহিম বাবুর ছেড়ে আনতে পাঠাইছিলাম, কই হয়?
ভাই আসসালামু আলাইকুম। ভাই
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আনোয়ার কই?
ভাই পাড়ায় কই জানি গেল গা ভাই? কামটা কি হলো ভাই? কালকে গেম রাইডা গেলেন?
আবার হইছে কাজের কথা আসি লাইলির পার্টিতে কাচ্চি করে দিব
না ভাই পারুম না, মাফ করে দেন ভাই। আপনার লেগে আমার জানা আছে, রুমাইয়ের লেগে আমি ভাই কাচ্চি বাচ্চি রাঁধতে পারবো না ভাই।
কি কর রহিম ভাই, মাথা ঠান্ডা, মাথা ঠান্ডা। তোমাদের ছাড়া হইব না তো বিষয়টা। এমন কাচ্চি খাওয়াই ফিরবো মনে করো 7 দিন যাতে কেউ বাথরুম থেকে বাইর না হইতে পারে। বুঝছো না বিষয়টা? পারো না? যাও এবার রেডি করে গিয়া যাও তাড়াতাড়ি।
একটু বড় খবর হইব।
তোমরা আমগুলোকে বইতা
আরে আমরা তো খাবোই, আগে আপ্যায়নটা করে নেই। পুরান ঢাকার ট্রেডিশন তো আপ্যায়ন করা, কি মামা?
এই তো দুষ্ট লাইনে আইছো, এরকম লাইনে থাকলে তো কোনো সমস্যা হইতো না। খুব তো কইছিল খেলার কথা, এখন বুঝছো খেলা কি?
এখন একদম ক্লিয়ার মামা। আপনার একটু কাছে দিই। আলু দেই, আলু আলু।
না না আলু না, গোস্ত দাও, গোস্ত দাও।
এই যে গোস্ত দেই।
অনেক মজা হয়েছে। এই লাইলি দাও, লাইলি দাও।
আলু
ল ল ল ল লাইলি ল। তুমি লই বানি
খাইতাম মজা তো
তুমি একটু খাও।
সবাই আমগুলোকে খাইতাম।
আরে খাবো তো, খাবার তো আছে।
আমগুলোকে খাও।
আরে মামা খান তো, আছে কিছু লাগলে বললেন কিন্তু।
মজা হয়েছে না?
আসলে
না তুই লো, গোস্ত লো।
এইবার লইয়া কয়বার হয়েছে?
ভাই 5 বার।
তোমার এত করে কইছি যে একটু কম কম খাও, মাংনা খাওয়ান পাইলে হুদাই হাম করে খাও।
দুলা ভাই আমি তো মাগনা খাওয়ান খাই ভাই, আমরা তো বাজেতে জিতছি আর আমি তো পরিমাণ মতোই খাইছি। বিশ্বাস করেন দুলা ভাই, আমি নিশ্চিত ওরা খাওয়ানোর মধ্যে কিছু মিশাইছে। লাইলিও তো পরিমাণ মতো খাইছে, ওরা তো পেট নামছে শুনছি।
হ্যাঁ, মানুষের খায় কাম নাই, তোমার খাওয়ানোর লোকে কিছু মিলাইছে।
ভাই আপনি জানেন না, ওরা অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস, অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস দুলা ভাই। ওরা প্রত্যেকটা ধরে ধরে ফাঁসি দেওয়া উচিত দুলা ভাই। আমি খালি একটু সোজা হয়ে দাঁড়াইলি, তারপর দেখেন আমি রাজপথে নামবো, রাজপথে নামবো, আমি আন্দোলন করবো অগো ফাঁসির লিগা।
যাও যাও, তুমি তোমার কামে যাও, আমি তোমার লেগে কেড়ে বয়ে থাকো।
আপনি একটু বহান ভাই।
Câu thử chít tinh ấy, chít tóc ấy. Thử chít bằng tóc ấy. Đó, được. Phải chưa? Quỷ, tóc quỷ, tóc quỷ. Không hiểu, chua nào. Chua. Anh bay yếu đét mà, anh vừa thì mất bay yếu đét. Cái gì cơ, Thanh Hóa? Cái thằng đánh bia gì? Cái thằng đánh bia, biết không? Thằng đánh bia. Không, không, cái thằng đánh bia mà đi bạn chấm y ấy mà mua gậy 10 mấy củ ấy. Đúng à? Tao hai anh ấy. Cái thằng anh Quế đánh cùng mình mấy lần rồi đây. Mình đi anh có 1-2 lần rồi đây. Kinh. Mày kinh. Rồi xong cái này nữa, rồi xong. Phun rồi. Chết tiền. À sao rồi. Phải chưa? Chôn búa à? Dòng bố tôi không ngờ mình 44 điểm mà. Và cùng với cả bạn 41 điểm. Mình học ngày học đêm thì sao? Giờ chúng có thi mấy thằng Hà Nội thi cấp 3 cứ như thi đại học nhỉ? Quỷ nó chịu được. Anh phải đi bớt phân. Anh xem đi bớt phân bao tiền đấy. Đi bớt một phân nước của anh là 5 chi liền. 5.000 tỷ. 5.000 tỷ. Sửa anh kiếm không vậy? Giờ đéo cần panorama đâu, cái game này rất là panorama. Ui, định mệnh. Rồi xong rồi, game chọn người. Ui, game chọn này. Game chọn thầy Vũ ơi, game chọn thầy. Nó đẩy trứng rồi à? Game chọn thầy. Giỏ cái. Giờ anh em không tổ chức giỏ cái à? Vẫn mấy anh em mới luôn mà. Sao? Không mua. Đây mấy mua. Thế à? Ai đâu. Căng hết. Rồi. Giờ một quả của anh là 200 triệu tiền à? Cần nhiều nhỉ? Anh nhanh quá. Tại vừa đi bớt xong anh nhanh quá. Nhanh. Rồi. Là rồi, mình có mắc mà mình có cái điểm mắc giới hạn của mình ở cái lửa dưới ấy. Cao nhất chỉ qua thì đến một chút thôi. Tỷ của em 10 tỷ năng lượng của anh rồi, anh đi bớt phát hết sạch năng lượng. Phải nhặt lại. Đường này con nhựa đánh con nhựa thằng nào chỉ một đam thôi, thằng nào cũng có một lần. Bây giờ thằng nào một đam rồi. Tỷ anh đánh mới xong. Mới đang có một đai. Không biết. Có cái xa đồ phép ở đây. Game chọn này. Ui, con đồ vẫn thua. Go bền. Tám của anh không biết là gì của anh hát gì mà. và khỏi tôi hẹn mày từ lấy mà nó ra nhất như vậy. Ở nhà không mát à? Ở nhà không mát thôi. Đúng là đấy. Ui, trước ngày xưa nó mượn xịp của Hoàng Tuấn, giờ nó không chào chào. Không phải, ngày xưa nó đó, Ngày xưa mang sang mượn xì phòng Tuấn mặc mà giờ không thèm chào. Gì. Giờ dám buồn đấy. Ngày xưa mà xin rồi. Không thèm đổi lại để làm chi? Mày vẫn đổi lại được ở Dương. Cho nó mặc rồi vẫn đổi lại được ở Dương. Gì. Không rao à? Bài anh đẹp lắm rồi, mới thua. Nghĩ nhỉ? 700 triệu một vào. Bình xì lông ấy. Đây, quả trứng em. Quả trứng đi hack trứng cho thầy. Đâu, ở cái quan phình dai đấy, chuẩn rồi. Chú bé Tuấn đây à? Chú bé Tuấn tên là Phil á? What the nhau. Đây là Phil. Sao nhìn giàu ấy nhỉ? Nhìn nhiều quần áo nhiều tiền nhỉ? Bao giờ thì bay lại như cũ đấy, chúng phải chưa có bay được lại một lap. Rồi cần phải quả trứng này ấy. Không phải là sự là cút đấy cũ, là nổ là không phải trứng đúng mà, hai trứng không ấy. Ấp trứng là hơi lâu ấy, phải bay tiếp. Cút. 8 máu à, thầy bị thương một vào, không thể bốc được. Đép hại là thua nó phải không? Đúng rồi. F2 bao này để auto hết à. Bây giờ em chạy ra khỏi chỗ đó được. Em bật auto về đấy. Mày đi mở chính ra đây. Mày đi mở chính ra. Ui, em biết cả. Em biết cả. Gì? Ngọt. Em biết cả trứng mày cút. À. Em biết cả gun mau à. Có chưa? Không bắt đấy. Thôi, sao bay trước này? Phản ra biết đổ lọ rồi. Đi, lọ mau. Không, loài để đang chiều để dốc. Ôi à, loài quỷ rồi. Cái gì đây, nhỏ con có trong mặt. À là nhầm phút. Đấy, thực phẩm thánh quang à, nhỏ con có đây. Tấn công. Đi. Có được một tủ gà, không nhớ được một tủ gà. Đây. Tưởng là binh ấy nhỉ? Không phải. À, vẫn chưa một đồ ạ. Em quên mất là anh lắp 1 tỷ độ. chơi thực sự ma quỷ ấy. Không, thần tài à? Ai vẫn đánh thần tài mà. Có thể vào bay tiếp này. Bao nhiêu tiền rồi? Được gần tỷ tiền đấy. 100 tuổi à? Cần 1.000 tuổi không? Thầy xong rồi, thầy xong rồi, xong rồi đấy rồi em. Bây giờ thầy đến 5.000 tỷ rồi. Cái gì? Cái xong quý hơn. 5.000 tỷ quý hơn. 7 à?